Dave Portnoy, also known as El Presidente or Stool Presidente, is one of the most controversial figures in sports media and digital media in general. As the founder of Barstool Sports, he has almost single-handedly revolutionized the way sports are covered today. Dave has built an empire that today includes multiple sites, podcasts, merchandise, video on demand, and much more. Barstool Sports is a digital media company that produces content focused on sports and pop culture. Founded by David Portnoy in 2003 in Milton, Massachusetts. The company's two primary investors are the Chernin Group and Penn National Gaming. Barstool Sports is currently headquartered in New York City. You probably know Barstool Sports for its monster internet presence and massive podcast collection today, but that's not originally what the company was meant to be. It actually started as a local print publication. Barstool began in 2003 as a print publication which was distributed in the Boston metropolitan area and offered gambling advertisements and fantasy sports projections, but later expanded to encompass other topics. Portnoy created the publication himself and personally distributed copies throughout the Boston metropolitan area where he grew up. Over the first few years of the company, it provided sports gambling content and fantasy advice to Bostonians. In 2007, however, Portnoy bought Barstool Sports to the internet and never looked back. Portnoy quickly grew Barstool Sports into the online beast it is today. On January 7, 2016, Portnoy announced the Chernin Group had purchased 51% majority stake of Barstool Sports, and the site would be moving its headquarters to New York City. After moving company headquarters to New York, he started expanding rapidly. Chernin Group President of Digital, Mike Kearns, appeared on the inaugural episode of Portnoy's podcast, The Dave Portnoy Show, to discuss the acquisition. During the appearance, Kearns and Portnoy detailed the beginning of their talks, when Kearns was put into contact with Portnoy via a mutual friend and former University of Kentucky quarterback Jared Lawrenson. After an initial phone call, Kearns took a private plane from San Francisco to Boston in order to have dinner with Portnoy, discuss vision of Barstool and the future of the brand, and begin preliminary talks of an acquisition. Following the acquisition by the Chernin Group in January 2016, Portnoy continues to run the site and retains complete creative control as the company's chief of content. On July 19, 2016, Erica Nardini, former chief marketing officer of AOL, was announced as the CEO of Barstool Sports. During the week of Super Bowl, Barstool broadcasts a televised version of the Barstool Rundown Live from Houston and Comedy Central. The show made headlines on February 2, 2017, after Indianapolis Colts Pat McAfee announced during a segment of the night's episode that he was retiring from the NFL to become a contributor to the site. Following a round of fundraising reported in January, Barstool is said to have received a valuation of $100 million. According to CEO Erica Nardini, the Chernin Group has invested $25 million in the website. On March 28, 2018, NBA player Frank Kaminsky launched a Barstool podcast, Pros and Joes, hosted by himself and three of his high school friends. On January 29, 2020, it was announced that Penn National Gaming purchased a 36% stake in Barstool Sports for $163 million, giving the company a valuation of $450 million. In 3 years, Penn National, with a market value of roughly $3 billion, will increase its stake to around 50% for a payment of $62 million. Following the sale, the Chernin Group maintained a 36% stake in the company. Due to all these deals, the net worth of Dave Portnoy exploded to a whopping $100 million. The company launched Barstool Sportsbook, a mobile application for sports betting, in Pennsylvania on September 18, 2020. During its first week of operation, it handled $11 million in wagers. Only those physically located in Pennsylvania may legally use the app. However, Penn National intends to expand its operations to other states. Portnoy has 1.3 million Twitter followers and 2.3 million Instagram followers today, and those numbers will only grow in the coming years. Barstool Sports also has the #1 sports podcast in the world. Portnoy is the author of one of the most unique success stories in American sports media today. He took a small-town print publication and turned it into a media giant. Worth $450 million, Considering he built Barstool Sports from nothing into a company worth almost $500 million in 16 years, his net worth will only skyrocket in the future. Portnoy has a way of alienating certain fan bases, but he's built a loyal following of Go Press Go fans who will defend Barstool Sports until the end. His massive online following has made Portnoy one of the richest sports personalities in the world. He has also done some good deeds in response to the COVID-19 pandemic and related government restrictions. Barstool launched the Barstool Fund, a fundraising nonprofit which provides financial support to small businesses owners across the United States. Aside from dominating the satirical sports media landscape, Portnoy has become famous around the globe for his pizza review series. Since 2017, Portnoy has made it a goal to try every slice of pizza in Manhattan. He has since branched out to travel across the country, trying and rating pizza slices online. His pizza review series morphed into its own phone app where fans can rate their favorite pizza shops around the country. Portnoy's rating can make or break a family business because of his huge internet presence. Dave Portnoy has become one of the most outspoken sports media personalities on the internet today. Love him or hate him, he knows how to get his name in the news. This is the story of Dave Portnoy. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one.